Melton's getting worse. Patrick Melton. This guy spent his Sunday morning making fun of me, calling me a loser. And you're right, Patrick. You know what? I might be a fucking drunk loser. I might be this. I might be that. I might be a lol cow. I might be this and that. But you know what? I dare you, in the fucking 8 years I've been doing this shit, 10 plus 15 years, go back and find any times where I've made pedophile jokes where they were clearly jokes. But I dare you to ever find me sitting there just pontificating in a hotel conference room on a live stream. Are you that bothered by it? Who cares? Is it your niece? Let me tell you something. I don't know most of my neighbors. I know my next door neighbors and I know a couple other people. I don't really know my neighbors around here, right? But I could tell you this right now. If I happen to go for a walk or a jog one day and I'm running through my neighborhood and I got my little bug out bag on me and I always keep my pistol on me, whatever. If I happen to be jogging around, sometimes I jog through the woods. There's some little back trails, things by Lake Parker, hook into our neighborhood. Things even around the school. There's little jogging tracks near the school that we're allowed to use. And if I happen to just be jogging through a neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I happen to go, oh, you know what? I'm going to go down this little wooded trail. And I start jogging down this little wooded trail, right? And then I just happen to come across a full-grown adult male, and he happens to be trying to molest a kid. That kid's not my niece. None of my nieces or nephews, none of the kids in my family live anywhere in this area. The idea that you have to care because somebody's related, I know he's trying. Look, Patrick's going to double down and go, I'm just trying to be edgy and just do funny jokes. But it's not funny. Nobody thinks it's funny. Most of us agree it's not funny. And all of us are starting to be concerned with, why are you always pontificating about child pornography and children and fucking them? I'll put it this way, right? There are things I'm intellectually curious about. I've been famously made fun of for some of them, like ham radio, right? I love radio. I love two-way radio stuff. Just a thing I'm curious about. I like to Google things, and I like to pontificate, and I like to talk about theories about shit, and I like to talk about broadcast. I'm going to die fascinated with a very archaic form of communication, which is radio. It's always been a thing of mine. I love radio. There's just things I like. I love sports betting. I love, psychedelic. There's things I like that aren't even necessarily approved by law enforcement or society, right? But they're just not things like this. There are degenerate things that I enjoy, that my brain goes to. There's non-degenerate things that my brain goes to, right? There is so much footage of Patrick pontificating about child pornography, AI porn, ethical child porn, all these things that we've all decided years ago are unacceptable topics. His brain is always going there. He's obsessed. Look, I don't like Aaron Imholt, but I've made it clear. I think his obsession with Aaron's children is fucking weird. I think it's weird that he names his 10-year-old daughter and his underage children. He names them in the video descriptions of his video. That's weird shit, dude, that your brain goes there. All I'm saying is, and this is just my opinion, based on the clips I've seen, based on what I've heard, and based on the absolute volume of material that exists with Patrick Melton pontificating about the, all of the finer points of whether or not AI child porn is ethical or not, and whether it's not cool to stalk Aaron's kids. I'm of the opinion that Patrick Melton is a legitimate danger to children. Take that for what you mean it for. I'm not saying he molests kids. I'm not saying he... What I'm saying is just based on he's already established pattern of behavior towards Aaron Imholt's children. His fascination with them. It's very 1 hour photo. That I'm not saying it in a way... Look, I want to make it clear. I am not saying that Patrick Melton is a child molester. I'm not saying that Patrick Melton is a child rapist or he's ever acted on his impulses. What I am saying is that I am of the belief, based on the things I've observed of his own behavior, that Patrick Melton is a general danger to children. If I had a 10-year-old daughter and Patrick Melton was my next door neighbor, I would be taking extra precautions to ensure that my daughter never crosses paths with him. Now, what does that mean? Am I saying he's a child molester? No, because Patrick Melton will freak out and be like, I'll sue him. Sue me, Pat. What I'm saying is, you're a danger to children. You are making really crazy TED Talks about how AI child porn is probably ethical. You have genuinely displayed a pattern of behavior where you have stalked the children of Aaron Imholt. Your stalking of Aaron has resulted in him, in you rather, looking into way too many of the day-to-day affairs of his children. So, I will swear on a stack of Bibles and a court of law, and if you want to sue me, Patrick, I'm saying this right now. Patrick Melton is a danger to children. Take that for what you mean it for. But I could tell you this. If you were my next door neighbor and you and I got into some kind of a fucking feud over not taking the garbage cans back from the curb fast enough, or some kind of HOA dispute, yeah, you're the kind of guy that would take your beef with me and start applying it to beefing with my 10-year-old daughter. You've established that pattern of behavior the way you treat Aaron Imholt, a guy I don't even like. I want it on record. I, Michael Stephen Shealy of Lakeland, Florida, I am stating for the record that I have a reasonable suspicion to believe that Patrick Melton is a legitimate danger to children and unattended minors. Sue me, Pat. I fucking dare you. I dare you to sue me, Melton. I think you are a danger to children, Patrick Melton. I think that you are capable. I think that, honestly, given what we have screenshots of, I might even be willing to say you have already harmed minors. Just posting Aaron Imholt's underage children's names in your video descriptions on YouTube, clearly, obviously a violation of terms of service. I mean, you could have been nuked for that alone, but from a legal standpoint is also, I'm willing to say that when you get petty and you get pissed off and you get roped into fights with people on the internet, you're willing to endanger children. Patrick Melton is one of the single biggest dangers to underage children right now on the internet, and he needs to be stopped. Clip it. Clip it. Sue me, Patrick, and I will countersue you, because from what I've heard, apparently I'm one of the AI voices on your paywalled Streamlabs thing, which, by the way, that's going to set a new legal precedent. I've already considered that, Patrick. Now, somebody mentioned that my name is in your database and that it's rarely used because nobody knows me in the Dabbleverse, but that the Mersh voice is part of your supertips.gg platform. Your pay, so your monetizing my voice. So I've already thought about perhaps discussing that with a lawyer. So if you want to sue me over saying that Patrick Melton is a clear and present danger to children currently, both on the internet and in his immediate area, please sue me. I want to countersue you for using my voice in your little AI system. Maybe I'll take that cute little house that's in your wife's name.